Just 1 second. Yeah. Oh, here we are.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Academy of Astrology UK. 10 minutes astrology. Oh, no, not really. No, we are in the Astro Night Live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Astro Night Live. And of course, with Astro Night Live, usually we have Alejo. Hello, Alejo.
Hi, how are you? It's been a while. How are you
It's
all?
been a while, yes, because I think we are doing the last time when we do the Astro Night Live, you were on a journey, you are traveling.
Yes,
So we have a
yes.
Fernanda, and we really enjoy. But of course, when you are available, let's come back to Astro Night Live. So last time we Fernanda introduced the angles about ascendant, MC, IC, and descendant. But I
Yes.
think it is quite important because of four angle, especially ascendant and descendant. We know this four areas important area of our life. So, but I think it is very important we talk about ascendant, especially, but also one thing most people talking about ascendant, but I think professional astrologer like us, we will never ignore the either side of an axis, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, when you
So
think, yeah,
I think in general, we think in polarities, in terms of
yes,
polarities, because we're astrologers. So,
yes,
if you look at the signs and the houses, they are displayed in a circle, which means there's
yes,
always another side of the coin, let's say. And we're constantly
yes,
reminded of that every time we look at the chart. We're
indeed.
constantly being reminded of that. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. So that's one thing. It's very important looking in the chart in a professional way. If you look at the axis, never just focus on one point. Please focus on there is another side of coins. So when we talk about the ascendant, we talk about I, my, me, my first impression to other people, but never ignore another side of coin. There is a descendant. There's a descendant, and that describe the relationship and how we interact with other people. Alejo, how about you give a little bit definition about ascendant and the descendant?
Okay, yeah, sure. But do you mean like astronomical or their meaning?
Meaning, I think more meaning.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. So the ascendant, what you were saying, right? The ascendant is the rising sign. So it's basically what it's coming to the world to be. So it's how we start things, how we come into the world, our approach to life,
Mm-hmm.
what we identify with. Mostly, sometimes people identify us with that energy, and it takes some time for us to recognize that we are that energy. But it's something we
Mm-hmm.
become. It's something we become. We become the rising sign, right? And people see that.
Mm-hmm.
I always say, when you enter into the room, that's the first thing people see about you is the rising sign. When you're
Mm.
playing the party astrologer and they start asking you in the party, oh, what's my sign? What's my sign? Let's see if you
Mm-hmm.
guess. It's most likely that you're going to guess first the rising sign. It's the first thing you
I
see.
I agree. I agree. Yes.
And then the descendant is, so on the ascendant, sorry, to kind of wrap it up, we have the energy that constitutes me. It's who I am, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the
Yeah.
self. This is the ascendant. We call it a persona in using Jungian psychology terms, like the
Yes.
mask I put on, the dress I put on in order to go out into the world, right? So
Yeah.
that's why it's the first thing people see. On the
Yes.
descendant, it's the opposite. If Because
Mm-hmm.
it's the opposite, so it's an axis, so it's on the other side of the axis. So if on the ascendant, it's myself, my approach to
Mm-hmm.
the world, how I face life, the what I wear on in order to go and conquer life. In the
Mm-hmm.
ascendant, you have, instead of I, you have the other people, the people you meet in the world. So you have the
Mm.
energy that you probably don't identify with, but that comes to you when you are meeting people, when you are establishing relationships, and it will
Yeah.
define probably how you relate to these people. So sometimes the energy that we have in the descendant, we project it, we put it out there. So we
Mm.
feel like we're not that. We feel like, oh no, I
Mm-hmm.
don't have anything of that. But we keep
Exactly.
meeting people who have a lot of that energy.
And they are so annoying because no matter how we try so hard to avoid them, they just jump right in front of your face to follow you everywhere. That's your
Yeah.
descendant. But I think in the psychology, I'm not a psychologist, so I maybe need your help. But what I think is they're trying to remind you, you could do that too.
Yeah, exactly. So I think sometimes it's annoying. So it's like it's something that you own because it's your chart. So it's actually something that you are, but you
Yep.
don't know how to be that.
Yes.
So instead of doing it yourself, you find people who can do this for you. Of course, this is all unconscious. You don't do it
True. Yes.
consciously. This just happens, right? So you find
Yeah.
people who can do it for you. So sometimes it's going to become really annoying because secretly down deep inside a part of you knows that it's choosing to be with this person because it's the only way you have to interact with this energy.
I
Sometimes
agree.
instead of being annoying, it gets a sense of admiration. It's like,
Mm.
oh, I wish I could be that. You know, you feel like you're
Ah,
not that, and you're like, I wish I could be that.
yes. I think I get it slowly when I learning astrology, then I know why I'm always admire certain people and I always choose someone to work together. But
Yeah,
eventually I will learn from them. I will learn from them. And that release me, give me some freedom to choose people I work with, to be
yeah,
honest.
yeah, I
And that
think so. Yeah.
is very interesting. So this is also about the relationship, not only romantic relationship. It's also about day-to-day interaction between you and another person, or it could be business relationship too, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So how about we do it more in a very interesting way because I think most people want to know their ascendant and the descendant because it's very easy. It will never change. One ascendant is definitely paired with another descendant. So how about we go through these 12 sign, six pair of axes.
Okay, let's do it. Let's see how it
Let's do
turns
it.
out. I'm a bit
Okay.
scared, but let's see how it goes.
Yeah. We don't go too far. That's a just give a simple meaning. So let's beginning Aries then. All right, they are entitled to beginning to start with. So
Yeah,
if someone who has the Aries ascendant, then their descendant is Libra. It's never
yes.
going to change. Okay, so let's describe the Aries ascendant and their descendant on the Libra, and I will do the verse of us. How about that?
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So Aries rising. When we talked about Aries, Aries is a sign of spring. We said it's a sign that drives the energy. It's competitive. It's outgoing. It's driven. You know, it's a sign of action, right?
Mm-hmm.
So somebody who has Aries rising, I always say this: think about how they enter a room. When they enter a room, they enter wholeheartedly. You see them; they don't
Mm-hmm.
question the way they enter
Mm-hmm.
the room. They are here. They are loud. They are present.
Mm-hmm.
They are
Mm-hmm.
extroverted, like they're very assertive. They will say what they
Mm-hmm.
want to say. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
yes, I'm here, and I'm glad to be here, and I'm proud
Mm-hmm.
to be who I am,
Mm-hmm.
and you know. So it's a sign that how will they start things? They will start things by trying things out. You know,
Yeah.
Aries risings are people who they do things, and if something goes wrong, and you tell them, how come you didn't realize this was going to go wrong? They will tell you, well, how could I know? I have to try things in order to know. You know, it's like it's a sign of action.
Yeah.
So it's a
Yeah.
kind of initiative also. This person will identify this is the persona, right? So they will
Mm-hmm.
dress up with this
Yeah.
energy. So they will identify with this idea of taking the initiative, being leaders, these
Mm-hmm.
kind of things, right?
Yes.
It means, like you were saying, that the descendant is in Libra.
Yeah.
So it makes perfect sense. What are the kind of people they're going to meet? If I'm always taking the initiative, I'm going to meet people who have Libra qualities, which are more laid back, you know, like
Yeah.
maybe it's not laid back the word, but kind of adapting to what the other person is
Yes.
proposing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So they will meet these people who are friendly, who are more
Yes.
relaxed, perhaps,
Mm-hmm.
who every time you ask them, where would you like to go for dinner, they will say, wherever you choose. Uh,
Exactly.
you change plans and they're like, yes, it's okay,
Yeah.
no
Why
problem.
not?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think it's don't get them wrong. Libra. Libra is still a sign of a cardinal sign. They
Yeah.
still know what they want. They still, but they just, because they are air sign, they are more focused on the kind of a communication, and their ruling planet is Venus. So they try to be polite. I heard about some astrologer usually say this word is very interesting. They say Libra is just a Aries, very polite. Aries in a
Ah,
polite way. So
maybe.
don't get them wrong. A Libra rising, let me come to another side of axis. If you have a Libra rising, you've been polite, you've been lovely. Usually people will say Libra rising is lovely, is adaptable, is people. So they're kind of very easy to approach. And they are
Yeah.
usually easygoing. Like exactly what you say. If you ask a Libra rising, say, what do you want? They will ask you, how about you? What do you want? Maybe, we can find out something. But don't get them wrong. Because when they say that, inside their heart, they know what they want. They are trying to lure you. Because if you say something not what they want, they will be very politely
Yeah.
suggest you. Let me suggest you. Let's go to McDonald's. Okay? No Burger King, no Five Guy, no whatever. Let me suggest you, let's go to McDonald's. It's like, what's wrong with you? But
Yeah,
to
exactly.
be honest, I'm just exaggerating, but they are polite. But don't get them wrong. They know what they want. So they are using like negotiation, they're using like social skill to achieve what they want. Because their image, like their persona, is diplomat. Their
Exactly.
persona is, I'm lovely, I'm adorable. Everyone should love me. But when it comes to the partnership, when we go to the descendant, interesting, versa verse, their descendant would be Aries, nothing else. So in that case, it's true if a Libra ascendant person cannot make decision either. I'm not sure about this. I like this. I like that. I like that. What do you think? They definitely need someone. They definitely need someone who take the action, who make decisions. Say, okay, if you are not sure about this and that, let's do this
Yeah.
and finish the dilemma. Finish the difficult choose thingy. I think in this kind of thing is their partner or the people they admire or the people they attract in their life try to help them to say, yes, you are Libra, you are adorable, but sometimes you still have to think about yourself. Sometimes you still have to directly say what exactly you want to avoid conflict or to avoid confusion. Is not always the case.
Yeah,
How
I agree.
about Taurus and Scorpio?
Okay, let's do Taurus and Scorpio.
Yeah.
So if you have Taurus in the rising sign, you
Mhm.
necessarily have Scorpio on the descendant and
Exactly.
vice
Yeah.
versa, right?
Yeah.
So these, remember, are fixed signs, but one is
Mm.
earth and the other is water, okay?
Yes.
So there is this sense of tenacity, perhaps, in both of
Hmm.
these rising signs, no matter if it's Scorpio or Taurus. But there's a
Hmm.
difference. So if you're Taurus rising, again,
Hmm.
your approach, what is your approach to the world? Your approach to the world is about life, the abundance of life and the idea of
Hmm.
how life should be pleasant, how you should enjoy
Hmm.
life with your body. So
Hmm.
Taurus rising is the one who enters a room calmly, slowly, with a nice tone
Hmm.
of voice. And he just wants to grab a cup of wine and have a
Hmm.
drink and enjoy the
Hmm.
moment. And it's the
Yes.
one that maybe stays after dinner. They don't mind staying after dinner, after dessert,
Hmm.
having a chat, enjoying the moment. It's like this very approach. Life should be about pleasure. That's the idea of
Hmm.
a Taurus rising.
Yes.
So and that's a persona. That's what they would identify with. Sometimes
Yes.
I would say there's also an identification, perhaps, with not necessarily money, but the idea of resources, in the way that resources give you the possibility to enjoy life
Hmm.
and
Hmm. Yeah.
give you the possibility to have like a stable life. Their approach to
Yes.
life,
Stable. Yes.
exactly. Their approach to life is that the world should be a place that we can trust I'm going to be okay, that I won't have problems. There's something about being confident and being very stable on
Yeah.
whatever I'm doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes we can't picture like Taurus rising people having to find ways to ground their thoughts
Mm-hmm.
and their ideas and their wishes, because sometimes they're so focused on this idea of pleasure that
Mm-hmm.
it's hard for them to ground and work hard, for what they want to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
On the other side of the axis, we have Scorpio.
Mm.
So they meet people who tell them, well, life is not only about pleasure. There
Oh,
are other
wow.
things in life. There are darker powers in life. There are hidden powers in life, right?
Yeah.
So they get attracted to these intense situations,
Mm-hmm.
which make them see that there's something beyond, not beyond, I would say something behind the world of the senses, which is
Mm-hmm.
perhaps emotions, uh,
Yeah.
which is also perhaps dealing with situations which are unpleasant, which force us to
Yes.
deal with darker areas of ourselves and to be
Mm.
transformed. Taurus rising would wish that things will never change, right? So they
Yes.
will meet people who
Mm-hmm.
actually see that life is constantly changing and that we need to find ways to be transformed by that and be
Yes.
kind of re-emerge from critical situations
Exactly.
and stuff.
Exactly. Exactly. And somehow this kind of relationship, maybe for the Taurus ascendant, they will feel a little bit unpleasant. They find the people they encounter, they find the people they deal with, a little bit, what's wrong with you? Why you always upset me? I'm just
Yeah,
want to have a glass wine or a cup of coffee and quiet. Why you have to mention about that now?
exactly. At the
Yeah,
same time, I think there's this attraction to the intensity
should be,
of
huh? Yeah.
Scorpio and the kind of the mysterious magnetism that Scorpio has.
I think they still attract either side because there's a coin.
Yeah.
They are either side of a coin. So let me start with the ascendant in Scorpio. I mean,
Okay.
the same thing. They are both sides are fixed sign. So once they made up their mind, they are difficult to change. But also this one, because ascendant in Scorpio, their first impression is you didn't see me, you can't see me, you
Mm.
didn't see me. So they are kind of invisible, or they try to be not draw any attention.
Hmm.
So this is a sign very interesting because no matter what they think, no matter what they are, they just don't want to draw your attention. They prefer you don't look at them. Somehow it's interesting. I don't know about those Hollywood celebrity have a one rule: don't look into the eye. You remember that? They say that don't look their eye. It's like, are they all Scorpio ascendant or Pluto ascendant? Because that's what they do. You don't look at me. You don't see me. But I think it's
I
interesting.
mean,
Maybe that's
if you see them, if you look at them into the eye, they might, it's like these fusions. They
yeah,
blow this ice cold
yeah,
look into you,
laser
like,
beam or
who do you
something.
think you are
You
looking at me
yeah,
into
you
my
dare to
eye?
see me like
Let's see
this
if
through
you
my eye.
can, it's
Yeah.
this kind of competition to see
Oh
who will
yes.
look away
Oh yeah,
before,
yeah.
who's
Their
going to
challenge.
be.
I look at each other. That kind of challenge. Yeah, it could happen. It could happen if they are strong enough. They will challenge you with that. But what I think is that what they prefer is not drawing attention and nobody notice I am here. That's
Yeah,
because I think the first impression is they don't want to draw attention. And another thing is because what we're talking about ascendant is how you see this world. And I think the Scorpio ascendant usually think the world is a little bit dangerous place.
yes,
So if you are in a dangerous place, the first things for the animal is hiding yourself. You hide
yes,
yourself to avoid problem. So basically, for them, this idea about this world is not that safe. It's full of conflicts and dangerous. So best way is hide yourself and not drawing attention. But interestingly, their opposite side is Taurus. So they attract people going to tell them life is pleasure. You only live
yes.
once. Enjoy your life. Look this bread, look this wine, look this grape, look this camembert or champagne or whatever. Enjoy it because you can only have the things you holding on your hand. But you are worried about what behind the curtain. That's interesting to learn,
Yeah.
because both sides have a theme, but they are all focused on life. They all take life
Yes.
seriously.
Yeah, I think both signs are about survival, but
Yes,
Taurus is about physical survival. So they focus on the
yes,
senses and the body. And
yeah,
Scorpio, it's about emotional survival because it's a
yes.
water sign. So it focuses on a different kind of survival. So that's why they hide and they protect themselves. And I think it's quite interesting because Scorpio rising, the more it becomes mysterious, the more they hide themselves, the more magnetic they become. It's like these people who you don't know anything about them. So the more you want to know, what are they hiding? What is it? What is it
Yes,
like? Yeah,
yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. I think through the age, they can take it easier, but there's still a
yeah,
mystere there. There's still mystere. Okay,
yeah.
let's start. Let's stay here for a long time. Let's move to next
Okay,
pair. It's a Gemini and Sagittarius.
okay. Gemini and Sagittarius. So rising in Gemini, Gemini rising, basically, the person comes into the world with a Gemini energy, which is a very subtle energy, right? It's the energy of
Yeah.
air and it's mutable air. So these people probably approach the world in very subtle ways. They are willing to learn things from life. It's like
Mm-hmm.
life is it's a place where we learn stuff, where we do things and we learn things. They probably have strong skills for communicating because that's the persona. They dress up like, oh, I'm
Mm-hmm.
just a curious guy who wants to know everything and a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And so probably they will have great social skills, and they're always trying to learn something, trying to
Mm-hmm.
to get new information and these kinds of things. There maybe there's also some kind of sometimes they may seem changeable, like it may be hard to pin them down, but it's again this idea
Yeah.
of mutable air. Like I
Mutable
cannot
sign. Yes.
Exactly. I cannot keep up with one idea. Why should I stay with
Mm-hmm.
one idea? My mind
Yeah.
can change. And they feel
Yeah.
identify with that. They feel this is who they are. I'm a person who has a flexible mind, right?
Yes.
And actually, one of the things that I think is beautiful about Gemini rising is that sometimes they're very, very not judgmental because they have this like
Mm.
this. I just want to learn what you think about this. It's like you never
Mm-hmm.
you never really know what they're thinking. Sometimes it feels like you never really know what they're thinking, but it's
Yeah.
not that. It's just that they change what they think. So this is
Yeah.
the thing. Anyway, the descendant is in Sagittarius, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Sagittarius is about meaning. It's about
Yeah.
the synthesis of the information.
Mm-hmm.
So Gemini Rising will gather all of this data about, I don't know, different countries and how life
Mm-hmm.
is in different countries, and they will meet people with whom they share this information, and the person they meet will kind of wrap it up and will come up with a philosophical quote on what this means
Mm-hmm.
on life. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, they both have this idea of experiencing life, but
Mm-hmm.
for Gemini, it's more about mind tricks. It's about not mind tricks, but mental experiments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And for Sagittarius, it's more like a meaningful experiment of life.
Mm-hmm.
So they meet this kind of guiding relationship, perhaps, or guiding,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, people who feel like they're guiding them. They're showing them what's the meaning of everything they know. They
Mm-hmm.
expand, they make them feel expanded. They make them feel
Mm-hmm.
um, more, perhaps, it kind of relate more to the intuition and this kind of things.
Yes, but another side, like for another side of this pair is the Sagittarius rising versus the descendant in Gemini. Well, Sagittarius rising is like the word they see is a fun fair. It's like a big
Yeah.
party. It's a fiesta all the time, and it's like party all the time. And this word is lovely. This word is full of fun, full of adventure. So the one thing they need to do is explore. Is go to sea. I want to go to Spain. I want to go to Grand Canyon. I want to go to North Pole. I want to go to South Pole to see the penguin. I want to go to, I want to go to China to see the Great Wall. I want to go to Japan to see the palace or something. I want to go to East Island. So everything is very, very far. And with their mind is full of meaning. It's full of meaning. The Greek philosophy think about this, think about that. They are, they have a big picture. They have a big picture. That's what they want the people to see them. I know things and I'm wise and I have action. But one thing the people they attract or they are fascinating about is those because they're descendant in Gemini. Now it's changed. It's very interesting because these people are kind of very practical. You said you tell me so many story about the meaning, about life meaning. You search about life meaning. You go to the South America, you go to the North Pole, you try to search everything, search your dream. But the Gemini descendant is trying to teach you the precious things could be around you.
Yeah,
And could
exactly.
be small, tiny thing in your everyday life, a lunch meal, a break, a neighborhood who help you. They trying to teach you this is also the life, not only look far or great philosophy have a life meaning. Some
Yeah,
people who don't need that, they just life. They just live every day. They are your neighbor. They don't have a big dream. They just try to pass every day. So they this kind of a descendant trying to teach them in one way could be more look around you, what happened around you, rather than put your mind in the 100 year in the future and 10,000 miles away, but dark them back to the around what happened around you. So this pair can help each other, to with these different different lens. One is a micro and one is a telescope thingy,
yeah,
so they can
exactly.
pair each other. Yeah.
And it's
So
interesting because, sorry,
yeah,
it's that
yeah.
Sagittarius rising might meet these Gemini relationships, and sometimes they will react like, "Oh my God, they're so shallow. They don't want to find the meaning of anything. They're just stuck with their like everyday stuff."
I
Like,
I heard about that. I heard about it all the time because I have a lot of like a such rising friend, and
ah,
one thing they couldn't cope is shallow. One thing
exactly.
they
It's
really
like
couldn't cope is shallow.
everything
Uh
has to be more than it is. If something is just what it is, it's like everything has
yeah,
to
that
mean something
yeah,
extra.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. Why are you doing this? Well, just because it's cheap. What?
Yes.
Because it's cheap and easy. What? Why are you doing that? And I say, what? But yeah, for some people, that is life.
That's
It,
enough. Yes, that's
it's
that's
it's right next
meaningful
to me.
enough. Actually,
Yeah,
yes.
it's right next to me. It's cheap. It's easy, and I can do that. Why shouldn't I? Why I do need a meaning for doing that things? But which is true. I think astrology help us understanding each other. To be honest,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yes.
Sometimes I do have that view of like, why are you doing that? Is that meaning? No. Why we should have a meaning for that? But like, oh, interesting. Yes, I learned something now.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to Cancer and Capricorn because it's interesting because I'm one of them. So
Ah, okay. So, Cancer rising.
yeah.
So this person approaches the world hoping it to be a sensitive place. So it's a water placement. So
Yeah.
they approach the world hoping it to be a sensitive place, a place of feelings or emotions, and a place of
Yes.
reflection. And they will identify with the Cancer, so they will dress up as Cancerians. So when
Mm-hmm.
they enter a room, you see probably this sweet person who is
Mm-hmm.
nurturing, who hugs you, who is able to
Mm-hmm.
listen and to empathize with you,
Yes.
and they have this kind of supporting, mothering skill, right?
Yeah. Even they have a Capricorn sun or Aquarius sun who tell them say,
Yeah, they have this beautiful approach and sensitive approach, I should say, not
yeah,
beautiful. All of the approaches are beautiful, but this is a
yeah.
sensitive approach.
It's a very
And then
sweet.
very sweet,
Yeah.
yes. And it's a
Yeah.
very calming, it's usually very calming. I mean, sometimes
Yeah.
it can get annoying depending on who you are. It can get annoying because they
Mm.
always want to go into the emotional realm. They just met you and they're just looking at you with these dreamy eyes, like how are you? And these,
Yeah.
these
How do
people who
you
ask you
feel?
exactly, and they wait for your answer. They keep looking at you, just waiting for an emotion to come up, and it's like I don't want to share this now. But anyway, So, but then they have Capricorn on the descendant. So
Yes.
this means that they what they meet in the relationships, what they look for the relationships, is also a supportive sign actually,
Yeah.
but it's more mundane, it's more grounded, it's more physical, right? So they
Yeah.
will meet people who are actually more goal oriented, more like more business oriented, perhaps the idea of results. Yeah, emotions
Mm,
are important and feelings are
yeah.
important, but what are you going to do with all of that? Where it will take you? So they will
Yeah.
meet probably practical people. And
Hmm.
also, I always feel like with Capricorn descendant, this the kind of relationships they look is for they're looking for some kind of approval in the sense that Capricorn is a sign that has to do with authority. So their
Hmm.
relationships become a kind of an authority figure, helping them ground themselves and helping
Yeah.
them mature
Yeah.
about who they are.
Yeah, I think I learned that because I have Cancer rising, and that's exactly how I feel. My partnership in many different way, in romantic way or in the everyday business way. It's always when I was younger, I really looking for those authority figure or someone who are good in administration.
Mm,
Because in one way, I think I couldn't do administration. And interestingly, some of you maybe know, they will just tell you, no, you are the one who run the administration. Because eventually I have a Mars in Capricorn. I really learned that, oh, okay, that's because I attract them because I adore their way. So I have to learn from them to be practical and to be arranged to arrange the things, not be very spontaneous and then that become one character of me. That's very interesting. That's how I learned. So I have to say, this Cancer rising and Capricorn descendant, I really learned from it. Yeah. And then
nice.
another way, the Capricorn rising. Well, they want people to know I am something. I
Yes.
am. I have a social state. Not important, but I am something. Don't look down me. Or if they are younger, they probably think, I'm here to learn. I'm here to learn. I'm eager to learn. I just want to be great. I want to
Yeah.
be climb that the stair of a social hierarchy. Step by step, go to the top of pyramid. So depend on their age, depend on their social experience, they could act in different way. That's how I
Yeah.
see the Capricorn rising. If they are younger, they will be humble, practical. If they are in their middle age or if they are best age, they probably kind of start to play the authority figure, but they still be very practical. They know how
Yeah.
to deal with things. Yeah.
But I mean, I think that in both cases, there's like a common idea, which is the idea of responsibility and kind of being self-reliant. Like I'm responsible for
Yes.
my life and I will
Yes.
achieve what I can and I'm going to be proud of that. I mean, this something like
Yes.
that.
Yes, indeed. But what they attract is those people can see the tiny detail that is not based on material. That is how people related to each other, how people feel, and how to nurturing people. That soft side of a relationship, that soft side of the social skill. So
Exactly.
instead of I want you to do that, maybe another side, the Cancer descendant, is kind of teach you, say, could you do this for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's kind of a they will learn from that because they attract say, oh, they're so sweet with them. I can kind of slightly relax and open my heart. It's not every day, it's business and competition.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So when they attract those people and then realize this world is not only just business and material and one after another is about achievement, achievement, achievement. Sometimes there's something you don't need to be something. You just be there
Exactly.
and to enjoy each other's company. And that is Cancer rising, trying to embrace you no matter who you are. Because that's for them. If I know you, you're part of my clan, you're part of my tribe, then you are my family. And in that case, you don't need to be something. And that
Beautiful.
is a beautiful, that's a beautiful of the Cancer descendant stay there trying to teach them. Let's move to next pair is Leo rising and Aquarius descendant and Aquarius rising and the Leo descendant. How about that?
Okay, so Leo rising. So Leo rising is somebody who goes into the room and they say, "Here I am, look at
Yeah,
me." You know, it's the kind of person that in a karaoke party, they are the first ones to grab the microphone and start singing. They are
yes,
probably, you know, they approach life. The idea of life is, I am important. I am here
yeah.
in life. I'm special. I have a gift to give to life, to share with everybody. So here
Yeah.
I am, and I'm going to share it with everybody. So this
Mm,
is the kind of person that really lights up the room.
mm,
They can share a lot of warmth. They can be great leaders, and they can be very inspiring because they can
mm,
share a lot of warmth, and people might feel really attracted to them. They might feel really connected to
mm.
them, and they may have this sense of importance, also this sense of pride, like yeah, I'm not anyone else. I'm myself, and look how great I am, right? And of
I
course,
think,
it's yeah.
go on,
Tell
go
me.
on, go on. Oh,
No,
okay.
what are you gonna
I
say?
think, yeah, I think what they don't lack is the pride. Doesn't mean they are bastard, they are asshole. No, they just have self-confidence. They have
Yeah,
confidence
exactly.
in
Yes,
themselves, and that is come from their heart. You couldn't diminish it. You couldn't like even you try to bully them or something. They just like, why are you so mean? And it doesn't work on me. You can take
exactly.
that things away because they know who they are. I adore this type of person because I couldn't work in that way.
I adore them too. Yes, actually, I
Yeah,
adore them too. Yes.
yeah,
Um, and then, so they have Aquarius on the descendant.
yes.
So what they do is actually they meet people who seem to be a little bit different than the norm. They seem to be
Mm-hmm,
to act in different ways and not to care so much whether
mm-hmm,
people like them or not. So this
mm-hmm,
is what they learn because sometimes Leo rising might need, you know, this kind of feedback from his
mm-hmm.
audience, let's call it, in
Yeah.
order to feel like, yeah, I'm sharing my love, I'm sharing what I have. You know, there's this kind of naive, young
Mm-hmm.
energy, and I would choose the word childish, but not in the negative way, in the way that it's kind of
Uh-huh.
the energy
Yeah.
of a child. You know, that
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
hi,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and what they learn with their relationships is that you can be who you are without needing people to show you how great you are. You
Mm.
can just be who you are and not care
Yeah.
about what people think. And
Mm-hmm.
so they you know, in a way, both sides share this idea of being special, being unique,
Yes.
but they express it in different ways, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think this pair is a very interesting pair. Either ascending in Leo or ascending in Leo, descending in Aquarius, or either ascending in Aquarius, descending in Leo. They both have to deal with are we allowed to have a two sun in this universe?
Yes, yes,
Yeah, because
exactly.
are we allowed to have two focus in this universe? Because either of them, like you just described the ascendant in the Leo and descendant in Aquarius. If we move to ascendant in Aquarius, they usually they are kind of cool, cold. They want to be unique. They want to be different. What they want to draw people's attention is that they could act in so many different ways. Don't get them wrong. I know some Aquarius ascendant. They can dress up something going to make you think, what the fuck you doing? But because they want to be unique. They want to be
Yes,
unique. And then when they do that, they also don't really care about what other people think.
yeah,
They don't care about what other people think. So they want to show I'm the unique and I'm exist here. I don't need you approve. I don't need you approve. I just want to do what I want to do. That's exactly same thing like Leo Ascendant. So, but they are acting in different way. But what makes them different is the Aquarius Ascendant because it's air sign. So they have a a kind of the view of the world would be more rational and would be more humanistic, or sometimes is more like with human people. But the Leo rising would be just action, pure action. But Aquarius rising would be more focused on human world, some society and the civilization.
Yeah,
There, yeah, go on.
I mean, I would say that Leo is kind of more personal. Leo takes everything to a
Yes.
more personal state, and Aquarius
Mm,
takes it more to
yeah.
social state.
Social.
So for
Yes.
Aquarius
Yeah.
rising, it's not so much about me; it's
Yeah.
about society and how we can
Society
all be
too.
different in order to build a society, right?
Yes. 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 But the one thing the Leo descendant trying to help them is because air sign, with the air sign is always planning and thinking and connecting. But when really go to the acting, they hesitated. They were just thinking about, have I forget something? Do I need more consideration? Do I need more evaluation? Evaluation after evaluation. Then the
Yeah.
Leo just say, stop it, just do it.
Just be spontaneous. Just be yourself. Leo will say, just be
That's
yourself.
Leo.
So they,
Yeah,
yes, exactly. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think the difference is they all try to be themselves, but Leo will be just be yourself. But the Aquarius is like, let me think more about that. Consider
Exactly. Who
about
am I
con,
then?
yeah,
Yes.
consider about carbon footprint. Consider about the animal cruelty. Am I doing it right or wrong?
Yeah.
But it's interesting, both sides they help each other. Let's move to our last pair. Today's last pair is Virgo versus Pisces.
Okay. So Virgo rising. So Virgo is about order and analysis and paying attention to
Hmm.
details. So this is
Mm.
how they will approach the world. The world is a place where we need to scrutinize the place in order to
Yeah.
understand what's happening. And also it's a place of service. It's a place where, because Virgo rising will be focused on the details. It's a place where the small things are important, and
Hmm.
where actually I am small. The context, what happens around me, is more important than
Mm.
myself. So I'm
Yeah.
willing to do these acts of service
Hmm.
to other people. There might be, with this idea of being analytical, being critical, being having to be kind of organizing reality.
Yeah.
Sometimes there is this focus on themselves, like on their body and stuff, like to make sure that everything is working proper, because they pay
Mm-hmm.
attention to every detail. So if something is
Mm.
out of place, they might focus their mind there, right?
Hmm.
And uh, yes, were you going to say something?
No, no, no,
Ah,
no.
okay, okay. So on the descendant, they have Pisces, right?
Yeah.
So what they meet is people who are more easygoing, perhaps, and
Yeah.
more, willing not to be so much in control. So it's more like,
Mm.
just see how you feel and let yourself
Yeah.
go and relax. You don't
Yeah.
have to always know what's going to happen. You don't have to always understand what's the plan. You don't have to
Mm.
always have everything or organized. You can just go with the flow and see what happens and just connect to how you feel. So they are kind of, Virgo rising is kind of rounded, practical,
Mm.
effective, and they meet these people who seem to be a bit lost or confused, but are
Yeah.
actually, I mean, that's the reading that Virgo rising does. It's not the
Yeah.
reality. From Virgo
Yeah.
rising, I see these people who are kind of confused and lost. They are doing meditation, they are doing
Mm-hmm.
reading books, they are
Mm-hmm.
painting, they're writing poetry, which has no effective result in the world. What's the use of
Yeah.
that? But actually,
Mm-hmm.
they feel attracted to that because it's giving
Yeah.
them the option to connect with their own emotions, which
Mm-hmm.
they would probably not connect otherwise, because they're so focused on what's practical and how can I make the
Yeah.
world a better place.
Yeah. Yeah. I like a story. My one of my colleague, Jupiter Lai in Hong Kong, who told me a story about. I think this story will definitely probably fit into the Pisces rising. Let me think about it. Let me think about it. It's a Pisces rising. Yes, let me say this axis is
Okay.
a artist, a lady who always feel she's attractive by the artistic men. She loved them. She loved their freedom. She loved their creativity. But she couldn't cope their chaotic. nothing in plan, never on time, never finish one thing, and it's just everything is spontaneous, and she get
Exactly.
really crazy. And
Exactly.
this is the story between Ascendant and the Descendant. Then she realized why she attract by those artistic person and she hates so much, because deep inside of her heart, she wanted to be an artist. When she climbed that back, when she allowed herself to become artist. She allowed herself to dip into the big ocean of art, to performing, to learn the performing art, to express her feeling, to connect with this world, to lose the boundary or something sometime. And then back to her life, she can still acting her Virgo rising, things one after another, with all the structure, with things in right place, but she fulfill her desire and her need to connect with emotion and with art. Then you know what? She say next time when she saw artistic guys, she say, yes, they are nice, but I don't need them anymore.
Ah,
I'm
wow.
me. I'm me. I have my Virgo side, and I also have my Pisces side inside of me. So I get more freedom to choose the right partner for me, not a binding. I like that story. It's a really interesting astrological ascendant and the descendant. But before I finish, I need to go to Pisces ascendant.
Yes,
So
please.
yes, yeah, Pisces ascendant. They are that type of person who they are here and they say, why I'm here? I have no idea why, but help me, because I don't know why I'm here. So for them, the word is chaos. The word is chaos. The word is
Yeah.
never right here, never right now. I'm not blame them. It's just you can say another way. They could be take things very easy, very relaxed. So things could their time zone or their timeline are in the sci-fi fiction. So their
Yeah.
timeline can be loop, can be keep jumping back, or decided by themselves. Say, I think it's a time about the lunch, but you already see the sunset. It's about time to lunch, or it's about time to do this and that. No, it's just, I think it's just go with flow. It's go with flow. Wait, that's
I
a
mean,
ascendant Pisces.
I think it's a huge level of sensitivity and a huge
Yeah.
level of empathy. So it's like I feel the whole world. So who am
Mm,
I? What am I supposed to do with my life?
mm, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
That
mean, it
is
can be
very
very
important.
confusing. There's this
Yeah.
capacity of merging with the environment that, of course, it can be very confusing
It's
about.
beautiful. I think it's beautiful, and I think they need time to
Yes,
absorb them, and they need time to navigate, at least navigate. If not, for them, this world is a huge ocean. If they don't learn how to navigate, they always have a little bit confused, and that in that case, what they attract is a Virgo descendant.
which is
Someone
perfect for
with
them.
a someone with a wristwatch on their hand, with a compass on their hand, with everything calculation in their head, what time to do, what time is right to do what, and what time you should be where. And well, to be honest, of course, they can pair each other as long as they can cope each other or they can enjoy each other's company. That's nice. But if not, I think they better learn from each other, like from the Pisces ascendant to learn the Virgo descendant, those people who have the practical skill and know exactly where to be at the right time. They have to learn that at least to deal with that in their life, have at least install themselves a GPS system and a clock in their time. Then, they can adopt the so-called civil world. If not, it's okay. If they still living in the seaside or in the holiday mode, that's fine. I mean, that's fine. So it's so interesting. I don't know if you want to add something in this axis.
No, no, I think it's beautiful what you said. And I think, yeah, Pisces Rising comes up with all these wonderful, crazy, not crazy, wonderful ideas,
Beautiful fantasy, yeah.
beautiful ideas. And then Virgo
Mm,
goes like, okay, but how are you going to make this work?
exactly. That's what they need to know. You have a dream, you have an idea. You have plan, maybe, but how you make it happen. That's the Virgo descendant trying to teach them. Yeah, of course, you can find a Virgo descendant, a practical type person. Let me explain that. If you have Virgo descendant, doesn't mean you always meet Virgo, but you met that kind of archetype, which means
Exactly.
practical person.
Yeah.
Some people who has a very practical idea about in their life and who can carry out a mission or carry out a plan. Okay, you can always rely on them until the day you lie, until the day you die, if you're lucky enough. Or instead of that, you can start to learn from them and pick up their skill in your life. Now you know you have that skill. Even they are
Yeah.
not there for you, you can use it. If they are there, you enjoy the accompanyship and allow them to do things for you. Do it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the first reaction might be like, oh, I always meet these critical guys who don't understand my
Yeah.
dreams, so I
Oh
cannot be
yes.
with anybody.
Oh
And it's
yes.
like, if you're always meeting these guys who are criticizing your dreams, maybe there's some part of you that's compelled to go back to them because there's a message for you, So listen
Yeah.
to them and see what they're
Yes.
telling you.
Why are you? I mean, if you met someone is an asshole who always criticize you, fine. That's a bastard. Never go
Of
back.
course, yeah,
But why five of your ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend are always being very precise on something, have been always say something? Maybe we should discuss that.
yeah,
And
exactly.
maybe there's something you can pick up. Doesn't matter either, doesn't matter they are good or bad, those people who is good in your life or bad in your life, but you can pick up something from them. Because if you constantly meet them, probably you need them. Or probably you can pick up something from them. Then you can say, now I learned this, now it can go away. Like the
Yeah,
story I'm
exactly.
talking about, that artist, that lady who always made a romantic partner and who is chaotic. And she need a little bit of chaotic and creative in her life. And she
Exactly.
pick it up, and the next time she meet them, say, I adore you, but I think I had enough.
Yeah,
I think it's
great.
quite, yeah, it's interesting about the story about Ascendant and Descendant. So, wow, today I think we share this kind of story, which also we try to control it on time, but we still over time.
It's
I'm really sorry
impossible.
for
Yeah.
Alejo. Yeah, but we enjoy astrology. When we do it, we never complain, to be honest. Yeah. So, Alejo, what's your next plan? Is there any talk coming up?
Actually, yes, there is. There is a talk for Aquarius 7,
Yes.
and it's going to be about astrocartography.
Oh, lovely.
And then we have the astrology of
Yes,
happiness.
16. Yes, 16th of July, Alejo is going to talk about the astrology of happiness, and I will put the registered link here. So come click the link and send us the email. And also, well, yet the next week is the me and Christian Connie talking about the let's talk about fixed star. We're going to talk about a constellation, very interesting called Delphinus. So it's a dolphin, and the major fixed star called Swallow. And I adore Christian. He is so knowledgeable about the fixed star.
Yeah,
And he tell me a story. He tell us a story why this small tiny constellation is so important in Greek mythology. I urge you to watch that video next week, next Friday, 8 p.m., because it's pre-recorded. So you have to come join our premium of the Let's Talk About Fixed Star Sualcing and Delphi News. So, well, thanks everyone to join us today in our Astro Night Live. To be honest, Astro Night Live is aimed on the beginner. If you have any comment or anything you want to know in astrology for the beginner, anything you want to discuss, please let us know and we can bring that subject into our discussion. To be honest, it's the best way to learn astrology with an experienced astrologer, and we can talk about it. Okay, and don't forget, every Wednesday we have our 10 minutes astrology, and you can also join our Facebook group, 10 minutes astrology. Also, you can find me on the Instagram, AOAUKROD, and you can find Alejo in his Instagram account.
yes, it's liminal cosmos.
liminal cosmos for Alejo. So, well, if you, our next month will be come back. We will talk about something different. But until that, stay tuned. Bye bye.
Bye bye, everyone.